Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of See Good People. My name is Joseph Charles, and along with me, I have Antonio Brolong, how's it going this evening?
Going lovely, man. Lovely. Looking forward to things we got going this month here. Some of the great things that we're trying to do here in the community, and then also looking forward to our big show next month. Making preparations for that. So we're getting ready. But I'm feeling good. Getting healthy. So that's a good thing.
Blessing. All right, we got a lot to unpack tonight, so let's go ahead and kick it off with the community focus.
All right, with community focus this week, we're gonna highlight some things here in the South Carolina area. Got two young gentlemen that are doing some outstanding work. Both of them, one just got his master's degree from Clemson University, so big shout out to that. And his little brother is at Winthrop. He's getting ready to be finished, I want to say next spring. Gerard and Jarrell Lawhorn has put together a package to help empower our youth in the community, to show them how to get registered for scholarships, how to go through their admissions processes, how to also look at what their career path is going to be, and also look at the way that things need to be from a standpoint if they want to go into the business workforce, or even if they want to go into the military. So we're going to be having that on July the 29th. On that day, we will be having that at the church, at the Rocky Hill Baptist Church in Ridgeway, South Carolina. So we're looking forward to that. Then also on July 22nd, my pastor, Warren Harley, will be conducting Real Men, Real Talk. This is the opportunity. What we want to do is bring all the men in the community into the fold. We're trying to do some things, try to change the way that we address issues in the community. And at the same time, we want to make sure that we're taking the opportunity to give people the opportunity to speak up about things that they may want to see happen in the community, and how we can enact those things, and which way we need to go with that. That is actually on July 22nd at 10 a.m. I have both flyers for that already on the SGP Facebook page. They already been posted prominently on that, and I will probably repost them again tonight after we finish the taping of this. But we also will be having Family and Friends Day on July 30th at Rocky Hill Baptist Church in Ridgeway, South Carolina at 10 a.m. Again, what we're trying to do is reach, teach, and connect with the community. So this is another opportunity to open your doors, bring folks in. We see a lacking and a need for having real conversations about things that's going in the neighborhood, not just words that ring hollow a lot of times, but these are going to be things that we poignantly address so that we can move forward. We want to make the church back the focus of the community, not like what we've seen over the last few years, where a lot of stuff is just here and there, whatever. Church needs to be the focus, no matter what you are, whether you Baptist, Catholic, Protestant, Presbyterian, Muslim, whatever. That needs to be the focus, and that needs to be where we're addressing these issues in our community every opportunity you get. But one of the things you got to be aware of, especially when it comes down to this, there's a disconnect with religion. Everybody got to have their own relationship with whatever God that they choose. So you have to make it worthwhile for people, because some people, plain and simple, some people just didn't give up. But we're trying to give you an opportunity to say, hey, you might be going through the storm, but at some point you're going to come out of it, and these are the ways that we're going to empower you and try to show you the best way to come out of it, because you got to believe in something. Because if you don't believe in something, you're gonna fall for everything.
Yeah, I think that's big. Both of those initiatives, I mean, the we teach and connect, and especially with like preparing our young men, our youth for college, teaching them how to fill out applications, things like that. You know, with internships, those are big too. Internships, they go a long way in helping you get placed. But I think the bigger thing you touched on is church and community. I think you alluded to it here recently, and I say recently, maybe the last 10, 15 years, we've seen a lot of growth uh individually in people, you know, nice careers, nice paying jobs, you know, they've made it. Green pastures with the picket fence and all that stuff. But I think along the way we've lost the sense of community. I like you said, you know, I always tell my daughter, you got to be selfish so you can be unselfish, if that makes sense. You know, when you're in school, when you're doing what you need to do, you need to be selfish, drown out all the noise to get to where you need to be. And once you make it there, you can reach back and pull someone else up and help someone else. You know, and I think that's where we gotten lost, man. And I think church will bring that back. I think church will true traditional church, I'll put it that way, because a lot of what we see on TV now, they're teaching prosperity. And there's nothing wrong with money. God wants us to be abundant or have abundance, but I think a lot of times we lose focus. We focus solely on chasing the dollar or having riches and thing, that thing, instead of focusing on the things that will allow us to have that. You know, Solomon was the wisest man, you know, in history, and he was the wisest man and the richest man because he was wise, because he was obedient. So when you set your sights on the things of God, he will bless you in all those other areas if you just believe. And I think you also made a point of something else too, not to change the subject or get off topic, but you know, sometimes, you know, you said that people have lost hope. You know, sometimes someone put it to me, sometimes God puts you through things to show you that you can't do it without him. You know, so, you know, a lot of people say, well, you know, if I pray on it, it'll happen. But sometimes you're gonna have those failures. And that's just God showing you that, you know, you can't do it alone. I put it on you so you will come to me and I can get the glory. A lot of times we try to say, you knew me this, I did this, I did that, I did the other thing. You're taking God out of it. You know, no one in this world can do anything alone. You know, even if you know we think we've done this, that, and other thing, and it could be something simple, but you always got to give that praise to somebody. You know, and a lot of people, you know, believe in religion. Hey, you believe in what you believe in. I choose to believe. I choose to live my life as a believer, and I'd rather live my life as a believer and find out there's nothing at the other end versus not believing and find out there is something at the other end. So, you know, that's just my 2 cents.
I hear you, Bo. You own it right there. I like that. I like that.
You know, every once in a while, you know, because you got to keep it real. You know, we cut up and we do a lot of things, but at the end of the day, I mean, you know, like I said, God's at the center of all of it. You know, do we make mistakes? Yes, we do. And we made mistakes, quite a few. But the fact that we're still here talking, dealing with things, you know, that's a testament to the higher power itself. You know that hey, you can have setbacks, but He will still allow you to thrive and still be, you know, a good citizen in society and just giving the praise. I mean, that's bottom line. You know.
Right. Because the biggest thing about it, you ain't gonna be perfect.
No.
Nobody's expecting you to be perfect. But you know, it's
only one perfect person. And you see what happened to him.
Right. Right. And you know, you just gotta press on, ask for forgiveness, and try to move on. Because you gonna mess it up.
Yeah.
You gonna mess it up. And the thing is, what you learn from it and where you go. What we're trying to do is build a foundation in the community so that we can make sure we leading these kids in the right direction. There's too much silliness that they see, too much dumbness that they see. You know, some of the things they do, yeah, they do a lot of stuff that we did when we was younger, but they take it a lot too far. I ain't gonna say a little too far, a lot too far.
You got to think about it, man. We were coming up, and the old generation probably said we took it a lot too far. The thing about it is, though, you know, the only way you're going to get to the youth nowadays, no matter how crazy it sounds, you got to be willing to listen. The only way you can help them is to understand their mindset, understand what gets them a tick, and understand, you might be in the back of your mind like, "Dude, this is like the dumbest time in the world." But hey, you got to listen, because through that listening, you can understand and reach them. That's the thing. What
Right.
because our parents used to tell us stuff all the time. All the people that took care of us or whatever. And we be thinking like, man, such and crazy. They don't know what they're talking about. Such until you get older, and those lessons start to come back full circle. Okay, such knew exactly what they were talking about. There ain't nothing new under the sun. It's just that people go about it a different way. That's all.
Yeah. Always, always. And that kind of fits in with what our topic is for the night.
Yeah,
Because we
definitely.
got some people we need to talk about, and we got some things, that's going on. This is our annual season in review for the NBA. We decided to wait until after the end of the finals and also the beginning of free agency to see what moves was going to be made, and
Mhm.
um, and go from there. And the first thing we're gonna start on, let's talk about the finals itself. Um, Denver and Miami. Uh, Miami overachieved. If you really want to talk about it, they overachieved, and this was one of the things we had discussed earlier in the year. I didn't think
Mhm.
Miami had did enough to get them over the hump. Even if Tyler Hero would have been healthy, I don't see them beating Denver. Denver was just a more complete team. Denver had been leading the pack the whole year. Now, in actuality, uh, Miami was a surprise. Not to you, Kelsey, because you picked Miami, but
Yeah.
it was a surprise to
I
everybody else.
I knew their roster was could get them out of the East because they had some blue collar guys that weren't afraid to get dirty or do things that they need to do. That's just Miami culture, and I think that roster was well put together. But they're still missing that one consistent player because if you remember the series against Boston, Bam really wasn't there. Now he showed up in the final, but
Yeah,
Jimmy kind of faded out.
yeah,
So it's almost like, you know, one person they both need to be able to carry the load against them. And hats off to them for giving us one extra game because it should have been a sweep. I mean, Miami is my team, but it should have been a sweep.
yeah.
But
It should have been.
you know,
But
but
in reality, the thing, if Miami had another uh 20-point score, consistent score, not somebody that, when you put him out on the floor, that's 20 off the bat. I think that really, really would have helped them. Um,
well, I don't know, man. Cause after looking at it, man, Denver was too long. They were closing gaps that Boston couldn't close. I mean, you know, Miami had the same looks as there was gaps closed so fast. I mean, those guys 2 steps there on.
well, and that's the other thing Miami is lacking is length and height. I think Bam is the tallest
At
Miami player
6'9",
right now,
6'10",
and he's about 6'9", maybe 6'10".
yeah.
When you playing on a roster with Denver, you talking about
Yeah.
Jamal Murray, I think is 6'7". Uh, I think
And Gordon,
Porter is
yeah,
like 6'9".
yeah,
Jokic is the world, and
yeah. Gordon is like 6'10",
Gordon
6'11".
like 6'10" itself. That's a lot of length you got out there with athleticism on top of it.
Yeah.
That
Bruce
was gonna
Brown's
make it
probably their
hard.
shortest player, and he was what? No, Reggie Jackson, but he didn't get much playing time. But Bruce,
Right.
what, 6'4", 6'5"?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's a hard tag.
Yeah.
That's hard.
I mean, Denver's a well put together team. They complement each other
Mm-hmm.
because anybody can go off at any time. Really, I'm gonna tell you the way I thought they had the advantage was with Aaron Gordon because of the fact I knew Miami didn't have anybody to guard him.
No, at all.
Right.
At all.
So I'm surprised he didn't get him a game where he had, maybe 25 to 30 points, but he didn't need to because that was a well-oiled machine. Jokic doesn't look like the most athletic fella in the world, but Jokic killing people, man. You can't do nothing with it. So I mean, it's it's gonna be what the going into next year, the question is going to be who can slow down Jokic. Now, I believe had we had a healthy Milwaukee, But I'm gonna put a caveat to that as well. Chris Middleton, man, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know if he's hurt. He's not the same player he was 2 years ago. And
he's on the downside now. He's peaked already. I mean,
but he shouldn't be though. That's the thing that has me. He shouldn't be on the downside.
Yeah, because his game is built for longevity. I
Right.
mean, he doesn't do the slashing and all that stuff. He's got I don't want to say old man game, but he's got a traditional NBA game, like a DeMar DeRozan, just a taller version. I mean,
Yeah.
he's got the game with the outside, with the 3-pointer. The DeMar rarely take 3-pointer. He's mid-game, he's mid-range all day. So, I mean, yeah, Middleton should be, but I'm not sure if conditioning, whatever it is causing him to have all these injuries and miss time. But
Right.
one thing I will say is with him missing time, it's putting a lot of strain on Giannis. So I don't know how much longer he's going to go.
Well,
He's bullying people.
Well, the thing about Giannis is because Giannis is so dominant, Giannis is going to take a lot of punishment, man. I mean, I know he's a big fella, but you got to understand when you're a big fella, you're going to take a lot of punishment because just the way his game is in the first place, he's from the foul line down.
Yeah.
If you banging, if you rebounding, or if you posting up, you gonna get banged a whole lot, and that's gonna take a toll. Now it works, but as we see, if Drew and Giannis is doing what they're supposed to do, they won't have they need a third person to take off some of the strain. And you're not expecting that out of Bobby Portis or Brook Lopez. You need somebody from the guard position, because the only way you're gonna win, and that's with any team in the NBA, the only way you're gonna win is you got to have somebody that when things break down, they got to be able to create their own shot.
Middleton was that guy, or is that guy when he's healthy, but no.
Right.
That's you can't count on for full 82. Of course, you can't count on many players nowadays for full 82.
Well, you can't, but it's the nature of the game. I mean, true NBA basketball ain't nothing but pick and roll. I mean, that's true NBA basketball. I don't care what you do. That is the fundamental first play out of anybody playbook is you running the pick and roll. It's just who can you run it with? Are you running it with a big man? Are you playing a 2-man game? Or are you doing it like the Warriors do with Clay and Steph on the pick and roll? That's just the only thing that's different. All right. So looking at just in playoffs in general, who surprised you with the way they went about, other than Miami? I think Miami was the big surprise of the playoffs, period. But who else surprised you during that time?
Well, I want to say is and I'm going to say this in a negative way, the Warriors. I thought the Warriors, even though they had their struggles during the year, we always seen the Warriors team in the playoff flip that switch and just go all out. They couldn't do that this year for whatever reason. I mean, I don't know if there's internal struggle because if the locker room ain't right, it will mess the chemistry up on the team. But I just didn't see that same hunger, that same grit. I don't know if it's tired, it's because they've gone so long, doing what they do. Clay never really developed this year like he should have. He had a couple games here and there, but I don't know if it was Jordan Poole stepping up, taking more shots that caused Clay to lose a step or two, and then Andrew Wiggins took time away. So I'm gonna say my biggest shot was the Warriors. Now my biggest disappointment, I'm gonna say, is probably the Clippers, because that roster that they had this year was just too loaded for them to do what they did. Kawhi played one game? Got hurt? Whatever.
Yeah.
Paul George was out, So it's like that's like the team with the most potential, but you gotta be on the floor. Gotta be on the floor.
They have a lot of potential, but they never gonna put it together, man. And sometimes you can sit there and normally say it's because injuries doing them in, but let's be real about this here. The Clippers are the masters of load management, and
they are.
that seems to overshadow anything that they trying to do. Paul George hadn't been himself since he left Indiana. Kawhi is Mr. Load Management. He is the poster boy for load management. But still, they fighting for relevancy in their own city, and you fighting against a sorry Laker team because the Clippers beat the Lakers every chance they get, but you can't beat nobody else. You know, that's the problem.
Let me ask this question. Since we're on it, do you think, well, it's a two-part question. Do you think load management is good for the NBA? And part two of that, do you think load management cuts down, or have you seen any statistics or any facts showing where load management has helped decrease injuries in the NBA?
Somewhere somebody then convinced people that if you don't play basketball, it makes you healthy. I don't understand. I'm from the old school. If you was gonna play and you was expected to play, the only way you didn't play is if you were severely hurt.
Right.
You need to be out on the floor. I don't understand. I mean, you got chartered flights, you got everything available to you, dietitians, nutritionists, chefs.
Because they're making more money, they can do these things now.
They can do all of this stuff. But my thing is, anytime that you disregard the regular season and think you just gonna turn it on in the playoffs, that's never gonna work. That's never gonna work, no matter who you are. And one of the things about it is, I'll just say it like this: the league is soft. That's all it is to it. Everything about it.
At what point do you think the load management, the injuries, and all that stuff is going to start affecting the bottom line of the NBA? Because people pay good money. They pay even more money now, and they expect to see these superstars when they show up in the arena. So, at what point are people going to say, "Well, I mean, it's big because you get in the NBA league pass this thing and that thing." So I don't think it'd be too much of a drop off, but at some point it's going to affect their bottom line.
Well, I think it already is, and part of it is you got 41 home games, you got 41 road games, and the thing about, if you're a superstar in the NBA, anytime you come to somebody else's facility, that's when the people is really going to show out and come see you. You know, if you're at home, you got 41 opportunities to see somebody at home. But if you from the West and you coming East, you only got one chance to see them. And if you don't show up, that's heartbreaking, because that's what the people want to see. But the thing about it is, you know, somebody has convinced somebody that this helps you out, and I just don't see how it helps you, because the thing about it is you only get better by playing basketball.
That's true. You get in the rhythm, you learn teammate. And if you're taking significant time away from the game, to me, you're upsetting the chemistry when you come back.
Right. And you never can, when you're doing this one on or two on, even when you're doing, I mean, most cats that do it is 3 games in 4 days, or second game of back-to-back, they not go play. I just think it's ridiculous to me, because of the fact, again, they give you every opportunity it is to relax, get yourself right, and all of these things, whatever. You ain't doing nothing new, because the people from the 70s and 80s, they was doing a whole lot more than these cats was doing, and still playing 82 games. You know, it's part of it is just your personal pride. You know, if I was playing, there ain't no way you gonna tell me I'm not playing and I'm healthy. You know, it'd be a different story. You know, hey, I got a knee strain or a pulled groin or something like that. Yeah, I might need to take a few days off. But if I'm healthy, you're not gonna stop me from playing.
So you think it's more of well, because back in the day, you had friends off the court, but when you stepped on that court, I don't care who you were. You know, and that kind of died with Kobe and definitely after D Wade left the game. Um, so do you think nowadays players are probably more concerned about their brand than winning?
Yep.
I mean, the talent is there. The talent is through the roof, but I don't know if they take the craft serious.
They don't take it serious. It's a lot of cats you see in the NBA, and I'll be honest. You look at them, you're like, man, how you even in it? You know, because they can't play. You know, you got NBA then became just like everything else. It's specialized. You got sharpshooters. You got uh if I could find me somebody right now, if I could find me a young man that was probably about 6'10", I would tell him, you know, you ain't going by that 3-point line. You get your behind on this block and let's kill somebody. You know,
But you see, it works as a recipe because you know the Bucks, Giannis. I mean, he's special talent, but I mean, it's a balanced team when
well,
healthy.
if you look at it like this, though, if you look at the MVPs of the last few years, all your MVPs is somebody that's of European or African descent. You know what I mean? You're not getting there's no kid in America right now can be an MVP because they want to be a show, they want to do everything. They don't have the basic fundamentals of basketball to put themselves in that position. I think there's a serious decline of talent. Uh, most people figure if you can jump high or you can dribble fancy, uh, you know, that's going to get you somewhere. You know, there's no work. I've seen, especially this summer, because you know I look at a lot of these fellas. Um, they uh they not working on their craft. They worry about being where can they go for vacation or whatever. Some of them walking around with man purses. I seen dude at summer league. He dressed like he dressed like Superfly, and I ain't mean Superfly back in the day. I mean Superfly. So I'm like, what is y'all doing, man? If y'all taking the time to go to Vegas to be at Summer League, why y'all ain't taking the time to make sure, okay, when I come back, what can I do to be better? What's gonna help me get over the hump? But then there ain't no incentive to do it either because you see some of these contracts that's being thrown out there by the owners. It's just ridiculous. You know, you getting some cats deserve it. Prime example, Anthony Edwards. He deserved everything he got. Well, that 5-year 260. I ain't got no problem with that because Anthony Edwards gonna put it on the line. You know, he one of the few that you can sit there and say, okay, he got it in him. You see how his game is elevated since he's been in the league. But then you see some other fellas get some deals, and he's like, what are y'all thinking?
Yeah.
You know,
they got to go out to somebody. So, yeah.
well,
I mean,
yeah, but you gotta. I mean, you gotta look at. You can tell every year at the beginning of the season, you can tell who been working on their game and who uh spent minimal time in the gym over the summer. You know, all these cats that's gonna play for the world championship this year, them cats gonna be better in the NBA next year because of the fact, okay, they working at something. You know,
yeah. Well, I mean, that's why you get those special talents from overseas. They can come over like a Luca or Jokic because that's what they do year round.
right,
You know, I mean, they're playing against grown men at an early age,
right, and that's
talking
why.
against you.
But then again, the emphasis is on fundamentals from their standpoint too.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, right now, anybody that's playing AAU circuit, ain't no fundamentals in that, man. Is get the ball, dominate, do what you do. I'm over here, throw me the ball, I'm wide open. Nah, I ain't gonna do that.
Yeah.
You know. But going back to the Warriors' biggest issue was Jordan Poole, period. He got paid, had to fight with Draymond, but I think him getting paid kind of precipitated the fight with Draymond because of the fact I think his attitude changed. He won a championship last year. He got paid. I think he felt like he was on equal footing with Clay and Steph. No, bro. You will, yeah, you could take deep shots, and yeah, you was hitting them and whatever. But in all reality, there ain't nobody in this world like Clay and Steph.
I look at it like this too. I think Van Vliet said, I saw him on an interview that was Friday, I think, on the Pivot podcast. You know, when he had that run with the Raptors and won. I mean, you know, and I kind of liken it to Jordan Poole. Now he made some tough layups or whatever, but for the most part, he was doing shooting practice with him and Cone because Steph and Clay. I mean, they're gonna take all the heat anyway. Well, even though Clay wasn't there, I mean, he was there, but I mean, he didn't do much. But I mean, they take the pressure off of him. It makes the game easier. Like I said, when Wiggins went to the Warriors and Clay came back, I told everybody, Wiggins is going to be the biggest beneficiary of that because that's going to free his game wide open to do whatever he needs to do. Yes, because everybody's going to be Steph and Clay. You got to pick your poison. Pick your poison. I mean, he delivered. Well, not this year, but last year. I mean, even this year when you were
there. But he had glimpses this year. But the problem with Wiggins this year, Wiggins had some personal things going on that I don't care who you is, how much you love the game or whatever. What he had going on, you can't play. You can't focus on basketball, man. That was hitting you in your house, and because that was hitting you in your house, man, you wasn't gonna get right because it took everything probably for him just to come back and play like he did. Period. Because I knew that had to be something that was just eating at him. And I think this year though, I think they'll be better. Getting rid of Poole helped. I don't think losing DiVincenzo is gonna be as big a problem as it should be. But at the same time, they're gonna have to have Moody and Kuminga is gonna really have to step up next year. And the other thing is Draymond. I was kind of in the camp of let Draymond go because I think the antics is outweighing the production now. You know.
Yeah.
You know, Draymond, you got the way you were because you were a hard-nosed player. You gave it your all. That's what got you there. But see, this is the thing when it becomes a distraction when your antics is taking more precedent than your play. We talking more about the stuff that you doing during the game than what you actually doing on the floor. Because when the Warriors were humming, okay, Draymond, you was getting triple doubles. You was the leading assist getter on that team. Steph didn't have to be a true point guard because of the fact you was taking that off. Now all you want to do is every time it's a call, you want to argue it, you want to fuss about it, you want to go at it. Man, just play the game, man. Just play the game.
Yeah. I think Draymond's passion for the game, because to me, Draymond is a throwback player. He's an old school player. Everything he's doing in the game now, they did it back in the 80s and 90s. Now, granted, the NBA has changed. You can't do that anymore. But, you know, him and a Dennis Rodman, I don't see a difference. Him and a Oakley, I don't see much. Oakley didn't do that much talking. But, I mean, the play.
Oakley didn't have to do that much talking, though.
Well, yeah, that's true. Oakley was, yeah. Touche. Yeah. But I mean, you know, I think he's a throwback and he's trying to, well, he's fighting a losing battle, trying to hold the refs accountable. But, you know, because a lot of stuff he gets called for is because of the precedent he set years and years ago. You know, whereas, okay, Draymond, we're not going to do this tonight. We're going to tee you up and call a foul on you right now to just set the tone. But he doesn't back down. He hadn't learned to back down.
Well,
that's the thing.
That's why I say it's at a point where the antics are outweighing the production. Okay, it's all well and fine if you're getting teed up and you giving me 10 to 15 rebounds, 10 to 15 assists. I ain't worried about you scoring, but we do need you to score. You know.
Yeah.
But he didn't got to the point now. I mean, most of the time Draymond might have 2 to 6 points, and he ain't getting the same amount of rebounds, and he ain't getting the same amount of assists. He's just getting 6 fouls. You know, it's that thing. It's that fine line. Yeah, the aggression needs to be there, but you crossing the line. He line stepping now, and he got to get to a point where he calm that down a little bit.
Yeah. So we're gonna touch on one more thing, and I'm not even gonna say nothing about the next team we got on the list. So I'm gonna let you do our talking on that one. But how does Chris Paul help the Warriors? I say he gives Clay some more shots back and let him get in the rhythm.
If I see this lineup, if I see this lineup of Looney, Draymond, Clay, Steph, and Chris Paul, you can pick and roll all day. Pick and roll all day. And you run the pick and roll with Chris and Looney, and everybody gonna be open. Because now, if Chris Paul is healthy, this is a tremendous move just from the standpoint of he is a good point guard.
Yeah, 2 points.
He ain't looking to score. He might lead the league in assists next year, to be honest.
Yeah, but he can give you 20 on any given night.
Yeah, but he can give it to you, but he don't have to. And see, this might be in everybody that he's played with. This might actually give him the best opportunity where he could consistently get 20 points. Because nobody's going to be on top of him because of the fact, okay, I got the Splash Brothers out here, and you got to pay them some attention because at any given moment, they can drop 40 when they feel like it. So you're going to have to play them. I see him elevating Looney. If he plays with, if he comes off the bench and plays with the second unit, Kuminga is going to be better running the pick and roll with him. And I think that's going to be a good, especially if he's healthy. Toward the end of games, they got so many different ways they could go with this. You could run it with Steph, you could run it with Clay, you can run it with CP. The last 2 minutes of the game, you're not gonna know what to do, just because of the fact. Okay, if I play off a little bit here, trying to worry about Steph, Chris Paul is able enough. He can hit consistent 15-foot jumpers in the lane, floating layups and things of that nature. So you got to pay attention. Now, that's only if he's healthy. And we all know, come April and May, Chris liable to be hurt.
But even at 80%, if he can just get on the floor, because of his basketball IQ,
he's going to make a difference. I have no problem with that. He's going to make a difference.
Okay. And we both agree on that. I'm just going to be quiet right now. Go ahead and do what you got to do.
Who we going to?
The Lakers.
You really want me to do this?
Go ahead, have at it. I got the timer going.
I'm gonna take the glasses off.
Go for it.
Bro, stop. Just stop. You are a total disrespect to the game of basketball. You lost to the Denver Nuggets. Swept. 4. Swept. But you decide you want to take the glory from the Denver Nuggets because you're going to come out your mouth with some bull that no good and well ain't nobody believe that. But because you said it, everybody got to talk about it. Oh, I think I might retire. You ain't going nowhere, man. I don't even know why you even sit there and do that. That was the most ridiculous statement to ever make. Why would you do that when you just lost? And I don't want to hear nobody say, well, I'm thinking about it. Your whole thing is you want to play with Bronny. Ain't nobody think you going nowhere until Bronny get in the league. And that ain't even no given. Because let's remember something. You 6'9". Bronny is not 6'9". If you're going to stay there till Bryce get there, that might be a different story. Because Bryce is going to be better than Bronny. But you have this thing where you feel like you are the most entitled superstar I have ever seen in my life. feel like everything's supposed to go your way every opportunity you get. Okay, you sat there for 3 games against Denver, couldn't do nothing. Then you just come out on the 4th game. Oh, I'm gonna show out. I'm gonna put 40. You shot the gas too fast. You must have forgot you 38 years old, boy. You can't do that kind of stuff and think you're gonna sustain it for a whole 48 minutes. That ain't your game. You know why people like Kareem had longevity? They knew when I need to shoot the gas or when I need to chill out. But see, you come out there like a house of fire. Oh, he got 30 in the first quarter. Okay. The rest of the game, your ass had 10. That tell you all you need to know right there. And if I hear one more person say if AD can't do nothing. Street clothes is what he is. I don't want to hear nobody else say, oh, he can do this, he can do that. No, he can't. No, he can't.
Well, was the Lakers roster even designed to do anything though?
Who?
Was the Lakers roster really designed for any type of playoff run?
They improved, but let's remember something. Is Austin Reeves going to take you to the promised land?
No.
Is Rui Hachimura going to take you to the promised land?
Great role player, but no.
Okay, this is the thing that you have to realize. Okay, the Lakers made this trade in February. Okay, they only had a short period of time to get things in order. So teams really didn't pay the Lakers any attention because they went on that run or whatever. But remember, when the Lakers went on the run, LeBron was sitting down. He was hurt. AD stepped up. People don't realize it's hard to play with LeBron because LeBron is ball dominant. Okay, yeah. You can't play with him and think, oh, I'm gonna get my normal shots up. No, because at any given, and this is another thing about LeBron. Stop shooting 3-pointers. That ain't your game. It's the most ridiculous thing I ever seen in my life. You out there, you 6'9", 260 pounds. You in the late stages of your career. You want to jack threes. If you're behind with to develop a low post game in your early teens and 20s, when you should have, your behind would have really been dominant because who's going to guard you, LeBron? I'll wait. But no, Pat Riley was trying to lead you to the right way, but you didn't want to do that. No, that ain't what you wanted to do. And if anybody sit there and say, put him on the same pedestal as the GOAT himself, Michael Jordan, and the next GOAT, the Black Mamba, they need to be shot because there is no way you're going to sit there and say that this man, and I can't stand Kobe, but I'll sit there and give him his props because this is the thing. He's never going to be Mike. He's never going to be Kobe. And I'll leave one more. He's never going to be Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade is a better basketball player than LeBron James. I don't care what nobody says. Better. Dwayne lost a ring fooling around with LeBron. He should have took it because this is the other thing. For the rest of LeBron's career, it's going to come up every time I got to say something about you lost to Dirk, man. Dirk. That's all they had on that Dallas team. You lost to Dirk. There was no way. Dwayne Wade took a back seat to try to let you shine. If Dwayne would have went on and took care of this here, you would have 5 rings now and we wouldn't have nothing to say. But everybody keep trying to call him the GOAT. You ain't even on the same level as the GOATs. You ain't better than Tim Duncan. You ain't better than Magic Johnson. You ain't better than Kobe Bryant. You damn sure ain't better than Kareem. You ain't better than Mike. You ain't better than Wilt. You ain't better than Bill Russell. Need I say, you ain't better than Larry Bird. Larry Bird.
Speaking of Larry Bird.
Larry Bird.
Let's go to the Celtics.
Let's go to the Celtics. Because you done got me started by these Lakers, man. And you know good and well. Every time. I'm so sick of LeBron. It's ridiculous, man. I'm really sick of it. He is the thorn in my NBA side right now. Everything, because I get tired of hearing this crap about LeBron every time. Shut up. I ain't never stayed home to see LeBron play.
He is a
I done
scoring
stayed
champ.
home. I done stayed home to see Mike play. Plenty of time.
He is a scoring champ, though. Most points in NBA history.
He didn't play for 20 years, dog. What you expect? Mike didn't play but 15.
But he's top 4 in assists, too.
Top 4 in assists. Okay. You've been playing with teams where you had to distribute the ball. Because guess what? Anybody that has LeBron on their team, guess who got the ball in their hands 95% of the damn time?
And like I said, let's talk about the Celtics.
Jason Tatum, all right. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown can't play together. They need to be separated. And I don't know why nobody don't understand that. Jaylen Brown wants to be the star. He is not the star in Boston. Okay, Jason Tatum is the star. Instead of getting rid of Marcus Smart, they should have sent Jaylen Brown away. And ideally, the deal that should have been made, send Jaylen Brown to Portland, and you could have got Dame.
You think they would have gone with that? You would have had to throw something else in there.
Boston got plenty of draft picks. Plenty. They got plenty of draft picks. That would have been the deal. That would have shut you going on pencil me in as the Eastern Conference champion if you get Dame with Jason Tatum. Because the problem with the Celtics is they don't have somebody on that roster that can elevate and at the same time put foot in Jason Tatum behind when he ain't doing what he's supposed to do. Marcus Smart could do it, but he ain't got that status because he wasn't Marcus Smart, if he give you 15, you was happy. You get Dame.
He didn't have to score a bunch. He was the longest tenured Celtic. I mean, he had a say in that locker room. Al Horford too. You know.
Al is 137 years old.
Old man Al, yeah.
He's 137 years old. He ain't gonna take you but so far, bro. You already seen
with a leadership though.
It's not a part of it is leadership, but part of it is okay when the Celtics' biggest problem is they'll do all right when things is going good, but when things start falling apart, they just fall apart. And
yeah, they're not battle tested.
You can't pull it together with them because you win a game 7 against the Sixers, then you get in the finals against Miami, and Jimmy take your soul. Come on, man.
Yeah.
That just ain't gonna work, and that's why I feel like until they break up that duo of the Celtics and Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they not going nowhere.
Well, couldn't they do something like, you start them both off and then sub one out and really don't have them playing together until the fourth quarter or whenever? I mean, would that be a better option?
Well, you look at what's finna happen. Both of them qualified because both of them made all NBA. Both of them qualified for $300 million extensions. Okay, you finna pay both of these. You finna pay both of these fellas. He ain't coming off no bench making no $300 million. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I mean you can still start them both, but I don't think Porzingis helped that cause any though.
Porzingis is not. Honestly, I think that's a bad move because
I don't think they did anything to help that cause.
The Celtics are a free flowing offense. I think Porzingis is gonna be a ball stopper. To be honest, because yes, he's 7 foot. I think 7'4".
Yeah, he's up there, but I mean,
whenever
you ever really heard the name ring out? No, when you heard the name ring out.
You know, you're looking at more jump shots, and that's their biggest problem. All they want to do is shoot jumpers.
Yeah.
You know, they more dominant when everybody going to the hole. But then at the same time, you can't let Tatum and Jaylen Brown go to the hole because they'll lose the ball in a heartbeat because they can't dribble.
Well, Brown more so than Tatum.
Both of them. Let's just be honest. It's both of them. That's why they ain't going nowhere. You done been in the finals, 3 of the last 4 years and can't get over the hump. It's on them. I don't care who coaching them. It's on them. You know,
They need a
They got
veteran to come in there and really shake things up. Tell them,
right.
kind of like Miami did with D Wade and when Shaq came down, or young Kobe and what's called, or like D Wade tried to do when LeBron first got to Miami.
Right.
Show them, yeah, that's what they need. They need somebody with that pedigree. And I think you're right. Honestly, thinking about it, I think I know the perfect landing spot for Dame. I don't think it would ever happen, but if Dame would land in Chicago, that might make a big difference there too. I don't know that he would have enough, but him and DeRozan together, that's a nice combination.
They ain't got enough.
LeBron, I
That's the
mean,
problem.
yeah, yeah, they need an outside. They need one more shooter or a big man,
Right.
really.
I don't even if Dame got to, if they're gonna get Dame out the West, the only places I see where Dame could go and be a true impact from the start is Boston or Miami.
Yeah, Miami,
Or the 76ers. Or the 76ers. Because this is the thing. And I'll say this and I'll get it out there just like I this is my rant for my team now. Joel Embiid.
mm-hmm.
If you don't get your behind on the block and put somebody in trouble, that's why we lost the game 7. Why is you shooting jumpers? I don't care. I don't care if you can shoot them. I don't care. You that big, put somebody on your behind and put them in the hole. Now, I already had said Doc wasn't no coach. I already told you that. You thought I was playing. I told you Doc can't coach nobody. So that didn't bother me about getting rid of Doc. But if you got rid of Doc in hopes of keeping James Harden, what is wrong with you? James Harden ain't never been that. He shrinks from the moment every opportunity. You go all the way back to when he was with OKC and they was in the finals, he shrunk from the opportunity. Mm-hmm. When he was in Houston, had game winning opportunities, he shrunk from existence. James Harden is not a big game player.
No big game thing.
He's a stat stuffer. That's all he is. That's all he's ever been. When it come down to it, if I got to have him win a basketball game for me to be happy, it ain't gonna happen.
You ain't gonna be happy.
He ain't got killer in him at all. And he opted in, and see the reason why he opted in, ain't nobody wanted him because they know he ain't gonna do nothing.
But he talked about going back down where rumors floated around.
That was supposed to be his leverage, but let me tell you, Houston is gonna be on a different trajectory at some point. People laughed at Fred VanVleet for going to Houston, but that's gonna pay off in a big way for the Rockets. I give the Rockets another year and another draft, and the Rockets gonna make the playoff. Because you making moves that you need to make. You got a young basketball team. You need some veteran leadership that ain't too old, but at the same time can play.
For another 3, 4, 5 years, yeah.
Yeah. Houston going in next, I ain't gonna say this year, but probably next year, Houston gonna be knocking on the door for a playoff. Okay? Yeah. Because they're going about it the right way. James Harden was using that as some kind of leverage. And Houston didn't want you back there. Because remember, Houston let you go.
It's true.
So,
yeah.
That wasn't gonna help. Now, let's go to the other team out west that just a mess. The Phoenix Suns, man.
Yeah. Let's see. What can we say about the Suns?
Nothing.
Devin Booker
is
going to be the leader of that team.
No.
Well, he was the one constant on that team.
No. He got it hard broke. Couldn't play no more.
So you're saying that it looks good on paper, but it's not going to materialize anything.
They have nothing. Right now, it's Devin Booker and KD. Who else?
Bradley Beal.
When Bradley Beal did something in the NBA, bro?
I think with KD and Booker, it takes a lot of pressure off him. He can play free.
So you gonna play 48 minutes?
Yeah, he
You know,
could.
no.
He could. He could be
Bradley,
very
Bradley,
good.
Bradley Beal ain't gonna help that situation whatsoever. You gonna have three mega players, super max players on one team, and you ain't got no bench. You gonna be playing with
Well, yeah, that's true.
junior
Yeah,
varsity squad, and you think you gonna come out the West?
yeah, I didn't think about it that way. Yeah, you're right. I didn't think
It ain't happening. Ain't happening.
yeah,
Ain't happening.
yeah,
So,
true. That is true. Yeah, I didn't think about it that way.
and
You're right.
I'll go ahead on, and say the 76ers are toast. Tyrese Maxey, great player. Should have been, honestly, James Harden hindered him. If he would have played the last couple of years without James Harden being on the team, Tyrese Maxey would be a bona fide superstar, and him and Embiid probably would be closer to old Shaq and Kobe type situation. Might have could have won some playoff games, but long as Doc was your coach, he wasn't gonna win no way. The thing about it is 76ers, they toast, man. They ain't going nowhere. The
So
move that
say
they just
not
made.
rebuild, or you think they still within the next couple of years they
No,
do
they
something, or
done.
try to blow it up now.
Done. We back to mediocrity, bro. They done. You had that run where you had the first and the second pick, and Ben Simmons turned out to be garbage. Joel, we worked with him through the hurts and the pains. He got MVP this year, and then you turn in that kind of performance in a game 7. Come on, man. Yeah.
So what coach you think is out there now could turn that around?
I mean, Nick Nurse is gonna help, but I mean, Sixers don't have nothing, man. They're Tobias Harris, nothing.
Man, he can give you 15.
No, man. Tobias Harris ain't been in since he left Dallas, man.
Nick
Six.
Nurse might be able to pull it out of.
Look here. The Sixers gonna struggle to make the playoffs, man. Gonna struggle. My playoff teams at the East next year is Milwaukee, Boston, the Nets,
Yeah,
the
I think
Knicks.
the Nets gonna be
Yeah. Oh, well, you
Cleveland?
got the Suns' best players.
Yeah.
You you got Cam Johnson and
Yeah.
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 They gonna make the playoffs. They have a full year playing with each other, and all of them is playing on USA Basketball for the World Championship. They gonna be better.
And they got what's it called too? Seth.
Right. The Nets gonna make the playoffs. Atlanta's gonna make the playoffs. The Knicks is gonna make the playoffs. Miami will make the playoffs just because Miami just got that dog in them. But I'm gonna tell you a surprise. I'm gonna say it. Orlando.
I haven't been following them. I don't even know who they got. So
Orlando. I give you another surprise. If the Hornets, if LiAngelo plays well and Brandon Miller plays up to his potential, the Hornets will have a shot. Now, they're gonna be in the play-in. I ain't saying they're gonna be, playoff, 5th, 6th seed. They're gonna be in the play-in, but this is probably the best roster they've had in years. Since all the way back to the old Charlotte Hornet days with LJ. Yes, sir, with LJ and Zoe. That's how long it's been since they had decent squad.
And Dale.
Right. So we see that coming. Again, in the West, whoever gets Dame in the East, because they're not gonna trade him to nobody in the West. Whoever gets Dame in the East, I put them automatically at either the 1 or the 2 seed, whoever gets it. Dame is that good of a player.
I think Miami pulls some strings to make it happen.
If they do that, Miami's back in the finals. Yeah, that's just how good Damian Lillard is. Problem with Damian Lillard is he's never had a complete team around him. CJ McCollum is all right. But CJ McCallum is undersized to be a shooting guard. When it comes down to playoff basketball, it's gonna bite him in the behind every time.
Yeah. Yeah. In the West, I'm gonna go ahead and say the Warriors will be back. I think they got one more run in. I think it's gonna come down to the
I think this is the
Warriors.
last ride, though. I think this is the last ride. They got one more in them. They got one more in them. And if they get the 5 championships, that put them in rarefied air. That put them on par with Kobe and Tim Duncan and Magic Johnson. That's saying something. That's saying
I think they can do it. I think this year will be the time to do it. If Chris Paul comes in and does what he's supposed to do, it'll be a problem for a whole lot of people. And Kuminga, they say he's what, 7'1", 7'2" now?
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing. He just sprouted up some more.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, they're gonna be a
at
problem.
least he could put a body on Jokic. I'm not gonna say he's gonna match him skill wise. At least he could put a body on him.
Well, but the thing is, I think with the addition of CP3, that spreads the flow even more, and Jokic won't be a factor at that point.
Yeah,
you know, you can let Jokic get his 30. You know what I'm saying? You just can't let him get a triple double. That's the problem.
Yeah,
because if he triple double you, that means the mother boys is scoring. So you gotta slow that down.
Yeah. So we're gonna mention the Pelicans, and then we're gonna jump into South Carolina. Does Zion play this year? And if so, what type of team will the Pelicans be?
If Zion was healthy and can stay healthy, the Pelicans could be all the way to the 1 seed, honestly, because they got enough on that team to be a 1 seed.
Yeah.
Problem is, there's a total disconnect between the Pelicans and Zion. They've let Zion get away with too much over his time being there. You can't be the man in street clothes.
That is true. That is true. He's got to get his health. Because I saw what's my guy name from Michigan? Tractor Trailer? Same deal. He had all the upside, but weight, Greg Oden, but was Eddie Curry. Same deal.
Same way.
All kind of upside, but weight. So,
weight, man. I mean, yeah, it's some big fellas that can play basketball and play it well, but
that's too much wear and tear on your body.
Longevity, bro.
No. Everybody ain't gonna be a Charles Barkley.
No. And if you think about it, I mean, you look at Charles back in the day. Charles got big after he quit playing basketball.
Well, no, he came in big, but like I said, Moses Malone told him, "Look, man, you're too big. You got to lose that weight."
Well, and that's why I don't understand why. But this lets you know that these cats don't honor their craft, man. Because okay, you already know you can't carry 275.
No, not consistent. And you think about it with the way they play ball. I know I read somewhere that Kawhi, even when he was working out, when he was actually playing, he would lose 4 pounds during a workout. And you think about that, if you're actually running and doing what you're supposed to do, then you burn like 12,000 calories a workout. You should be able to get, if you eat healthy, that weight's coming off.
Right. But what we obviously know about Zion is he don't take this serious.
No, he's very talented, but pure talent ain't gonna get you there.
No,
it's not gonna get you there.
Look, I don't care if you can do how many windmill dunks. It don't matter when you on the bench, bro.
No, and I mean, Joker's strong. I mean, you ain't taking the ball from him, none of that stuff. He's strong. He's very dominant down low. To be what, 6'5", 6'6"?
Yep.
That's a modern day Charles Barkley all day long, but you got to take your craft serious.
And that leads us to our South Carolina brethren. It's bad when Asia Wilson is probably the best pro player out of South Carolina. I'm just gonna say it like that. Tell me I'm wrong. That's what I thought. Them two boys, for them to be 1 and 2 in the draft the same year, and for the way they have just completely pissed away their career.
They put South Carolina on the map, and they put South Carolina on the map.
It's ridiculous, man. And there's nothing you can say that will alleviate anything because they've done it to themselves. It ain't like, oh, you done it to yourself, bro.
And most of the guys in the NBA are running from that type of stuff. But I don't know. It at this point it's bigger than basketball. I don't know if the stress is and granted, the young generation not built like we were.
No,
So the stuff that don't bother us. I mean, it might bother them, but I don't. I'm just searching for something. I don't know.
Yeah, I know you're searching for something. I don't know what you're searching for, but you're searching for something.
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand. I don't understand. I'm
trying
to understand.
I'm not even gonna try to understand because I know purely and simply, you got $230-something million that you pissing away, and it makes 0 sense. Got all the talent in the world, all the talent in the world. Dominant. Will put you on a poster at any part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But you got this thing about you want to play with a pistol. Bruh, if you need protection, get you a big brother named Fruity or
Call him Matt.
Cool Joe. Nope. Somebody where you ain't even got to worry about that, man. Don't sit there and piss away your greatness. And you can't sit there and say, because this is the thing, and you doing it because you want to, and because obviously nobody is holding you accountable. Because let's remember something. Your daddy, when he was here, was a great basketball player that went to Claflin. Your daddy was a superstar when he was in high school. He was a superstar when he was in college. Okay? But remember, his teammate in high school, one of the greats from South Carolina, Ray Allen, Hall of Fame. Okay? Now, you can't sit there one time and say, okay, you ain't got nobody to talk to or try to talk about, because you're not going to tell me that KG ain't trying to talk to you. You're not going to tell me that Ray ain't trying to talk to you. You're not going to tell me Alexander English is not trying to talk to you.
Maybe not exactly that.
But it's just the point of you got to listen. And you're going to mess around and it'll be some silliness. It won't be no seriousness. It's going to be some silliness that either get you killed or get you out the league.
Well, I was talking about the latter, getting him out of the league, because to me, that 25-game suspension told me two things. One, it was a slap on the wrist, and two, they truly believe that he is the future of the NBA.
I agree.
So he's got to look at that and say, okay, I got a responsibility here. Kids look up to me, because even after all this stuff came out, I mean, he still had support of the fans. But at the same time, the fans want to see you. You can be as great as you want to, but if they can't see you, hey, they'll forget about you. On to the next. Yeah, Ja was this, Ja was that, Ja was other, but Ja ain't playing no more because Ja decided, I guess play with guns a little too much, this thing, that thing. And it's going to come a point where the NBA is going to say, you know what, enough is enough. We took a chance on you to make you the face of the NBA. He hadn't lost anything yet. I mean, he lost a few dollars, but he hadn't really lost much. So he got to look at this and say, you know what? I can do better. I will do better. You deserve better from me. And I know he got it in him.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is the other thing. Bro, you got a whole community here that want to see you do good because of the fact you from him. We know who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Much good come from South Carolina.
Right.
I mean, a lot of good come from South Carolina, but a lot of good is never reported from South Carolina. I put it that way.
You got people want to see you do good because we, especially like us. I mean, we saw your daddy when he was playing. We know who you is. We know your people. We know somebody that know you. It's just you got to do better.
Yeah. He's cut it a couple of times. That's it. Back in the day.
I know.
But yeah.
But you got to do better. And then that other fella, ain't no help for him, bro. Ain't no help. Ain't no help. Ain't no help, bro. Ain't no help. Ain't no help. He got issues. First of all, he don't take this serious. That's number one. Second of all, boy, you got some freak in you. You got some freak in you, boy. I ain't gonna lie. You got some freak in you.
Do you believe the young lady, or you think the clock takes it?
I believe because your baby mama, your baby mama, walked on the wild side prior to you getting her. She done secured the bag. She don't care now. But before she secured the bag, people knew who she was. If you had OnlyFans, you saw what she did. You knew what she do. I mean, you can't make this up, bro. You can't.
No.
First of all, she 29. She 29.
Mm-hmm.
He 22.
Yeah.
I ain't need to say nothing else right there. We already know.
She saw him coming.
Saw him coming, and we already know. She 29. She know things. She know how to do it, when to do it, and way to do it. She know things. And she got him in the palm of her hand. Now, what then made it worse? Okay, you fooling around with a with a true porn star, bro. That let me know right there. You gone. You is gone. And you was brown nosing on top of it. Because ain't nobody gonna sit here and make this stuff up, bro. But again, these are the choices that you made. That you made.
And I'm gonna pray for both of the young fellas and hope they get it together. I don't.
You know, I sent to me, you know, and it was funny as all I know. Guns and buns. Oh, you can't make this up, bro. You can't. No matter how you try, you cannot make this up with these two.
They put South Carolina on the map.
Asia Wilson is my superstar from South Carolina, man. Shoot.
Yeah, I mean, fellas, you got Ramon Sessions, Raymond Felton, more recently from the NBA, man. Reach out to these guys, man.
Look, it's too many of us from this state that has made it, whether it's NFL, Major League Baseball, or the NBA. There's too many of us.
You got Debo, you know.
Right.
You got some cats.
You got some cats. You got some cats that can reach out to these brothers, man. So, man, what y'all doing, man? Because this is the thing. Out of all these people that come from this state that doing great things in their sports, why y'all two got to mess it up, man?
They got the most upside too.
I know. Why y'all got to mess it up, man? But this should be.
I will say, yeah, it's much harder to make it in. You think about it. You got what, 15-man roster, 12 to 15-man roster.
15, but only 12 on the active list. So
exactly, that's hard to make. That's hard to make. What statistically, I mean, it's 1,500 football players.
Right.
And you know, the career in basketball is a little bit long. I think the professional football career is what, 3 years? Average 3 years. 3 years.
3 years max.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of come and go in there. But basketball, if you're good, you got longevity. I mean, I know you can't stand them, but LeBron played 20. D-Wade played what, 17?
17.
Yeah, I mean, Carmelo Anthony, 19. You know, I mean, Kobe, 20. Jordan, what, 15?
KG, 20.
20. I mean, so you think about it, you got a long time to make a whole lot of money. A whole lot of money. Could potentially be basketball's first billionaire, strictly off of salary.
Right.
So, I mean, you know, these guys, man, they got to tap into something different. Now, I'm not going to be the dead horse, but I think most of the topics we covered, you know, I think I'll let you speak on the rookies too, because I hadn't really followed college basketball this year. I heard
Pablo,
him in Atlanta,
well,
but
Wembanyama, everybody talking about he is a unicorn. He's nothing we never seen. 7'5", can shoot, can play down low, can do all of this. We just have to wait and see. San Antonio is not going to be good. He gonna get a lot of publicity, but San Antonio is not going to be good because these are not the days of David Robinson and Tim Duncan.
but when you think about it, without all the upside, that multi-talented, sense the king, I would say. Do you think he's gonna be able to handle that pressure? He's gonna fold. I mean, working on the pop, that's no easy thing.
I don't think the pressure is going to be a problem. I just think it would be more of a problem if he had a better roster, but his roster is terrible. So there's no pressure. They fighting for lottery picks. They not fighting for no playoff berth.
Well, we'll see if Pop can develop him.
Oh, he'll be developed because he done brought Tim and David in. He'll be developed. He would be awesome as far as playing.
The big fundamental, yeah.
Yeah, he had the fundamentals, but they not gonna win. San Antonio is not gonna make big flashy free agent signings or anything like that. They're gonna try to build through the draft, and he the first piece. You lose enough games, and you maybe get picked first again next year. They not going anywhere.
See that. See. So that draft class, who do you think is gonna make the biggest impact?
Brandon Miller, Scoot Henderson, and the twins. Twins, both the twins fell in good situations. The one that went to Houston, I say again, I think in 2 years, Houston's gonna be a good basketball team. The other twin went to Detroit. Don't know what's going on in Detroit right now. I don't know if it's an organizational problem, but you've been picking in the top 5 for the last 3, 4, 5 years, and I still don't see an improvement. Now that could change, but until I see it, I ain't gonna say. But I feel like Houston's gonna be on their way because Houston's been picking good players, and I think another draft and what they got, and these kids get a little bit older, that's gonna be a squad you're gonna have to deal with. As long as they don't do nothing stupid like bring James Harden back, they'll be okay.
Okay. I'm gonna throw one more name out there to wrap this all the way up. Do you think there's any value in the NBA for John Wall at this point?
For who?
John Wall.
No, he pitched that away a couple years ago, man. He done. He done. He when he left Washington, he was done. He back when they didn't win, when they had him, Bradley Beal, and Paul Pierce, it was over with then. Because they had it was somebody else too. Big man. Dude from Poland. Gorkic.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they didn't win then, they wasn't going nowhere. Poorly run franchise. No.
Yeah, I think he was good, and I think he was good to see. So, yeah. And then the injuries got him too. So
yeah,
had that speed. So.
Yeah, that's what that is. But this here kind of brings us to the end of just a review of where we at to this point with the NBA. We'll bring this back up come October, November time frame. But we getting ready to prepare ourselves for the sport that we love so much. The NFL, college football.
College football, yeah.
Pee-wee league football, whatever it is, long as it got pig skin and a helmet, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
Because right now at this point, I watch baseball every day. The Atlanta Braves is killing everybody, so I'm already prepared for October for that. So I'm not even questioning anybody else when it comes to baseball. But now it's time for football. Training camp starts in probably 2 weeks. Can't wait. Still some unsigned players out there. Waiting to see what the final rosters look like come August when we do the kickoff. Looking forward to the kickoff. Looking forward to the kickoff. It's gonna be great. Old school Tuesday morning JLA brothers conversation. Please, y'all watch that one. That's gonna be the true height of foolishness right there. True height.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
True height of foolishness. So we're looking forward to that. But we'll probably see y'all in 2 weeks. We'll come up with a topic just to have for that in 2 weeks, and then the 2 weeks after that, we'll be getting ready for the big spectacular. So we're looking forward to that. And hope y'all enjoyed. Again, we just recapping the NBA season. We know who's gonna be there. We just have to see how the chips fall the rest of the summer, see where everything goes. Damian Lillard is the biggest domino to fall. That's going to determine a whole lot. So once we see where that goes, that's going to put us in prime position to say what's what after that.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Dame's gonna find his way to Miami, and it's gonna be the Warriors against Miami.
I like that. It would not be bad. I would rather. Now if we didn't get that matchup, I would say Warriors versus the Bucks or the Nuggets versus the Bucks, just so we can see the superstar, bro, because that's gonna be a superstar series. You talking Jokic versus Giannis, or Giannis versus Steph and Clay? You know, I don't want to hear nobody holler about no Lakers. Please stop, please.
That's not happening. That's not happening.
Anthony Davis got to take off the onesie before he can even be considered. Come on now. I ain't even gonna talk about the other fella.
Yeah, no, we're gonna, and on that note, man, go ahead and put a bow on this thing. And because I don't want LeBron suing you. And go ahead and put a bow on this thing. And,
ain't nobody stepping about LeBron. Ain't nobody stepping about LeBron.
Oh man, you and your boy. I'm gonna tell you.
Look at him. It just something. You know.
I'm gonna facilitate a sit down between y'all two.
No, don't do that. I'll be going to jail, man. I'll be going to jail. I hate to say this on it. He got too much bitch in him for me to be around him, but I'm just gonna say it like that.
I'm still gonna facilitate that sit down.
Might need to, but
we're gonna have a kumbaya between y'all. We have a kumbaya between y'all.
Better have security. Better get Charlemagne to moderate this.
No, it's a mad threat. No, sir. No.
We keeping it in South Carolina, baby.
No. I don't say that'd be a good look. Don't put Monk's Corner in it. No. I don't know, man.
We'll see.
All right, then, man.
All right.
Well,
going on and send us home, bro.
All right. Thank you again, everybody, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to put up with our foolishness. We appreciate you. We love each and every one of you. And you get a chance, pay attention to those comments in the beginning, community outreach. I think that's really important. I think that's something big, something that needs to be started and continued in the community. So, that being said, until next time, we love you. See you next time.
All right. Bless y'all.
over me. What?